What's up, everybody? Listen, I apologize for once. It actually wasn't me. We were trying to figure out some technical issues on the physicist end, and I believe we've finally been able to figure everything out. I apologize for that because I know many of you all are probably on your lunch break, so I wasn't trying to be insensitive about that. I want to first start off by saying my name is Demetrius. I go by Didi. I appreciate you all for tuning in to Didi Got a Podcast. All of you all that tuned in to yesterday's live. I appreciate you. A lot of weird things going on with that live that you'll hear me talk about later. I want to sort of uh, say a couple of things before I bring the physicist on. The first thing is, if you have not followed Didi Got Clips, yesterday's live was almost 5 hours long. I almost never go live that long. Typically, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours. But yesterday was well worth it. And I apologize for those of you that sent in super chats and I wasn't able to get to them. I got to like 98% of them. So the few of you that I did miss, I do apologize. For those of you that do not have the capacity, like myself, to watch much longer lives, please tune into Didi Got Clips. Go and subscribe to that channel. It's breaking things down into 8-minute increments, 5-minute increments, 10-minute increments. It's a lot more digestible. And so I have an entire team that's working on that channel. So please tune into that over there. If you do not, the link should be in the description, and it should also be pinned to this channel. That's the first thing. If you all remember, about 3 or 4 days ago, I went live and I talked about this guy by the name of Chud the Builder, who is, I don't call everybody racist. I don't believe that everybody's racist. But if I do believe you're racist, you're going to be called racist. This racist streamer who hides behind the shield of free speech, named Chud the Builder. We spoke in that stream about how he's made premeditated statements on social media and on streams about he's going to end up shooting somebody. And that's exactly what he just did. And now he is being charged with attempted murder. I am going to bring on a couple of different people later today in a live stream to discuss this. 2 people who disagree with me. They side with Chud. They believe that he was in the right in the name of free speech. And I'm going to easily prove how it wasn't just free speech that this guy was exercising. And we're going to get that out of the way. If you're interested in that, please stay tuned for that later today. Here's the biggest news. Yesterday, I interviewed Blake Bednarz. Blake Bednarz has officially sent me the video. The video that's been in question, he sent it to me. Everything is screen recorded. And I have even better news. If you are a Patreon member, which many of you are, you will receive it before anybody else. The moment that this live is done, I just have to make one last edit to the video. I'm blurring out emails, and so I'm not doxing Blake or myself. And I'm going to upload it to Patreon for my paid members, and everybody will have access to it. After you watch this video, I would love to see what people are going to say about this. I got a lot of the people started their campaigns yesterday on Twitter saying that I got my $7,000. What are you talking about? I enjoy Candace's streams, her investigation. I've been defending the investigation. I was one of the first people to point out discrepancies and weird things about Erika Kirk. It's all over my channel. I don't like TPUSA and what they've been standing for since September 10th. What are you talking about? These campaigns won't work against me. All right. So I want to state that for the record, that Blake Bednarz, from the beginning, he shows us the file on his computer. He shows us the size of the file. He shows us how long the video is. We show you we transfer the sending process. I share my screen. I show you the receiving process. I would love to see what people got to say, because the moment he said or did something, that being Blake, that proved that he lied, I was going to expose him on live, or I was going to expose him in this video. The guy proved himself. He proved himself. So that will be available to Patreon members. For those of you that are not Patreon members, cannot afford to pay the $5 for the Patreon, totally fine. I plan to upload it to YouTube much later tonight. So stay tuned for that. So the last thing I'll say before I bring the physicist on, yesterday's live, speaking of Blake Bednarz, one of the biggest questions is, why would Candace not share the video? Like, I was trying to, because I don't think Candace, I like Candace's investigations. Well, this physicist emailed me and said that he knows the reason why Candace has not shared it. And it's something that I didn't even consider. And he's going to come on today and he's going to present us his theory as to why it is he believes Candace has not and will never show this footage. I want to state at the beginning, because people like to clip and lie and run their propaganda. Let me state unequivocally at the very beginning of this video where my position is on this before I bring the physicist on. I enjoy Candace Owens' investigation. When I listen to Candace, when I watch Candace, I listen with a different set of eyes and different set of ears than the average person. And I have to admit, and it's not hard for me to admit this, Candace seems genuine. She does seem genuine to me. However, yes, there have been things along the way I've questioned, like why was the meeting with Erika in private? I'm not saying that's Candace's fault. Yeah, maybe that was Erika's decision, and maybe she said she wasn't going to meet with Candace unless it was in private. I don't know. I did wonder why I was in private. I have questioned why the video footage that Candace got or screen recorded from Terrell Farnsworth from behind Charlie, why it took so long to share that footage. I was curious about that. I was curious why Candace didn't share Brian the Auditor's Doge style effort. I was curious about that. Those of you that's pushing this really silly campaign, why are you so obsessed with what Candace is doing on her show? Focus on your show. Completely disingenuous. Not the point that I'm making. This is the #1 podcaster in the world. This is also a friend of Charlie. And we are trying to help the investigation and also help a friend of Charlie's who genuinely seems concerned about what has transpired with her friend. If you are presenting something that is good evidence, this person sees it and then still decides not to share it or speak about it publicly, it's only human nature and natural to wonder, I wonder why she didn't share it. It's not the end of the world. It's not attacking Candace Owens. Those are legitimate questions. Something else to point out is not only do I support the investigation by Candace, but I love how Candace is exposing multiple different people. Everybody don't feel the way that I do. Some people believe that Candace is a part of the circus. They believe that she already knows what happened to Charlie, and some people believe that Charlie is alive. I'm one of those people that's entertained that theory 100%. I'm 50-50 on it. I don't know if Charlie is alive. For those of you that believe that Charlie was betrayed and taken out, I totally understand why you believe that. You have good reason to believe it. However, a lot of the same reasons why you believe Charlie was taken out, unfortunately, or depending on who you're speaking to, fortunately, it also supports the theory that Charlie could have faked it. There are multiple different people that have presented good reason, explanation, context, and history of what Charlie was dealing with that could substantiate that theory. The person I'm going to bring on today is a physicist. I'm going to ask him how to properly pronounce his name so that I don't get it wrong, who's going to sort of present why he believes Candace is a part of the show. I have no clue what he's going to say. He sent me a video link yesterday. I haven't fully watched the video. So there's a good chance that this video may be monetized. I don't ask for super chats often at all. But if you all support the work, this is one of the videos that it might be good to like shoot your boy some support, because they're most likely going to demonetize this video because of what me and the physicist may end up discussing and or showing on the screen. But this is necessary. For the last thing I'll say is for those of you that are saying this is a distraction, talking to Blake is a distraction, you're wrong. I've already spoken why these things are important. This is an investigation. If certain things are not being shown, well, share it on your own show. I've kind of been doing that. A lot of us independent investigators have kind of been doing that. We don't need you to tell us to do it. But pointing out how other people are entertaining certain theories and not looking in other directions is fair for us to notice that. For you all to tell us not to notice things, not to notice discrepancies and things that may come off as weird to us, is the equivalent of us saying that about TPUSA. You are in the same boat as TPUSA. Why? Because TPUSA and the FBI is upset that we're noticing that they're lying. We're noticing double standards. We're noticing that they only respond to certain things, but they won't cover other things. That's a legitimate, fair thing to point out about TPUSA. But the moment you point it out about somebody that you like, it's a problem. I am not anti-Candace. I love what she's been doing, but I'm also open to other people's theories if it holds weight, not just any theory. This guy seems to hold a bit of weight. With that, please hit the like button on your way in. I appreciate it. Link is in the description to the merch store if you want to support me that way. And with that, I will bring on the physicist so he can introduce himself.
Hello, Didi. Great to be here. My name is pronounced Elgeist New Dream.
Elgeist New Dream.
Elgeist, yeah, it's like the word disguised in English, like disguised, just Elgeist. So you have someone called Albert or Alfred, and those are called Al. And then you turn it into Elgeist. And yeah, it's supposed to be new dream, like when you go to bed, you fall asleep, and you have a new dream. But I come to know, or I got to know that many US Americans pronounce it night dream. Well, I know when I'm meant, and it's also okay, but it's supposed to be Elgeist New Dream.
Fair. Okay, so this is our first time ever speaking on camera. We spoke in an email months ago, but we were never able to make that happen late last year. Would you say that are you German?
I am German, yes.
German. Okay, I definitely hear the accent. All right, and many people already are familiar with you because you've presented the theory that you believe Charlie faked it. You believe that the powing took place into the trunk of a vehicle, into this sort of box style thing that is designed to catch bullets. Yeah. And I'm sure we'll discuss that at some point. But let's get to sort of what people are already discussing based on yesterday's live. Did you watch any of my live yesterday? Which I think I know the answer to that to some extent.
Yeah, not the full stream. I didn't watch the entire. 4 hours. It was like more than 4 hours. I didn't watch the full, but I watched a great portion of it. Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I think you were a bit too good-hearted there.
In general, Blake.
Yeah, I think you were a bit too good-hearted.
Okay.
Now, in general, I also watched the stream that you had on where we had Danks and Bays and Sir Major Dumas. Yeah, and I think you followed what Danks was saying, right? Danks says, okay, people change, and who cares what Bednarz did in his 20s? That's long ago, and Blake has changed, and so on. Well, I also gave Blake Bednarz the same credit that I give any other person. And if someone was somehow arrested for theft or something 10 years ago, I don't really care much right now. If that person actually shows that he shows remorse, right? And the most important thing such a person should do is to not steal again. Now, the problem is in social media, how about intellectual theft?
Okay.
Yeah. What is that on X, for example? And I was unfortunately the person that Blake Bednarz stole the most content from. Yes. So it is. My X account is really small. You should maybe you can open it right now, but don't scroll down too much because there is a video of Kirk with the red shoes. Yeah. But it was in the beginning, for example, I was the person that first pointed out there was no hand on the wound. It was all pretty much in September. I was the person that first pointed out the 4 and 5 minute hand signals were not at the 4 and 5 minute mark. That was also me. And let's stay with that 4 and 5 minute hand signal debunked claim. This was something that Blake Bednarz, for instance, used against Jesse on Fire. Because, right? Do you know that story?
I essentially don't fully know it.
Yeah, essentially, I can just open Blake Bednarz YouTube if I can find it. Okay, don't.
And I don't want to spend too much time on this, so we can get to sort of the bigger claims. But
yeah, okay.
here we
Well,
go.
the entire point is, I mean, it wasn't. I can look it up. What else? A prominent example. I think I have a list here. Like Bednards, and then it was another the worst thing. I almost have forgotten it. There was a competition by Jason Goodman. It was somewhere in October or something. And Jason Goodman had a discussion with Chris Martenson. They were on some podcast. I think it was called Owens Schroyer. That one debate. And I think in the aftermath of that discussion, Chris Martenson somehow suggested to Jason Goodman that Jason Goodman should pay out the reward of his competition to Blake Bednards. So for those that also don't remember, this was a competition. Jason Goodman said he was going to pay like $3,000 or $4,000 to the person that delivered the breakthrough proof material or something. Yeah. So he had this competition on his website.
Okay.
And yeah, what is now the problem? The problem is that they stole all my findings. Stole my findings. I don't know. I put all that stuff in a YouTube post, and they just essentially didn't credit me. Yeah. I mean, I could look up that post now. We can look it up later. Maybe I can.
Okay, so your ultimate reaction to yesterday was just that Blake you don't feel like he was fully honest about where the original information came from.
Yeah, he was. I mean,
the part that I don't really understand about that, and again, I don't want to go off into like beefs and stuff because that's not what today's episode is about. But what I will say is, you are under the impression, or last time I checked, you were under the impression that Charlie faked it. Blake does not believe that.
It's not the only thing that I can prove. It's proven that Charles Kirk faked it. It's proven. I'd say behind the scenes, it's creator wise. I sent emails of stuff that you cannot show on YouTube because of the red shoes, right? But I think it's among creators that I work together with. It's since Christmas, I would say, and definitely since January 6th when I was at Trigger Smart for my third podcast there, and where we presented that a renowned professor from a US American university, a physics professor, had completely confirmed my calculations independently of what I did. So this professor made his own calculations completely from scratch. And he also calculated that the shot went into the trunk of that vehicle. And it's not just that. I mean, the professor made even another calculation additional to the cracked thumb calculation. He made a relay effect calculation on the microphone of Hunter Kozak. And this, of course, also showed that the shot went into the trunk. And not just that, it even showed that it went to the side of the trunk that was closer to Charlie Kirk. So we can even narrow it down where it landed within that trunk. We can say it didn't even land in the middle. It landed more to the side of the trunk that was closer to Kirk. And this is the part of the trunk that never gets shown on any photo. For example, there was this is there
a way to show this footage in this very moment without showing what happened to Charlie?
I would try to look it up.
Okay.
I think my screen is not shared anyway, but
I'll share it the moment you want me to.
Yes.
Share it now.
Yeah. First of all, no, not yet. I think it was what we saw. I think what we saw. Wait a second. I have it in a second. So I think so now you can share it. So, and I think this video is called What We Saw, the Charlie Kirk shooting from the view of journalists who were there. And I can just minimize it here. So this is Salt Lake Tribune. Yeah, and I have it at the timestamp. And this is as close as we get there. So it's all dark again. And there is this one guy sitting directly in front of where this block of ballistic rubber was, what the calculations say. It was right here, right behind this guy. And this is essentially the only, this is as close as we get. This is, you never have any other images of this trunk. It's
And why
always
would
out
the
of
trunk
frame.
be open anyways?
Yeah, it's open here. This is a couple of minutes before the shot, or I think it's maybe even before Kirk even went to the podium. And I think they closed this later on, and then just before the shot, they reopened it. It was essentially more or less like a countdown.
Okay.
But it's kind of obvious that the block of ballistic rubber was in there already. This is just maybe some 20 minutes, let's say, before the shot rang out, before Kirk even went to the podium. But this is as close as we get to what was in the inside of that trunk. Yeah. And if you have my screen still open, I can also show you what I talked about before. So this is of Blake Bednarz, where I essentially called him out. It's September 2025. That essentially it was me the first one who found that this projectile is not in line and that is also too high. But the projectile that Jason Goodman suggested, right? This is very long ago. And I called him out. I said, this insight does not belong to Blake Bednarz. And because, maybe can I scroll further up or?
Yeah, I think I mean, I can't control what you see on your side.
No, it doesn't let me here, but anyway, it doesn't matter. But this was the post essentially. So answer to Jason Goodman and
but here's my question: what footage are you saying does not belong to him? This is not the original footage that he discussed with me yesterday though, right?
What original footage? There is essentially I have to. Okay, if you just can end my screen share now, if you can put it out, then I can search a bit on my other browser because I typically don't use this browser. I use Firefox. I can maybe on X. I think it is Piper Truth, the user Piper Truth. So this is another story. There is this user Piper Truth, and I think it's a woman, so I call her Piper, a woman, and she essentially. It's a different story. So Blake Bednarz sent the footage to two users on X. One of them was Piper Truth. He sent it to them in fall, I would say in November. And the main intent was that they should somehow confirm that it's real footage. So it's this post here. Wait a second, go to the other browser. So this is the. Okay, now I hope you can put on my screen again. So this is the post where she made it available for everyone in Google Drive, essentially. And this was on September 6th. And she also added, I think, some metadata that was discussed later on. And this is what I used for my lip reading video, because now we get to where it gets interesting. What is interesting about the Blake Bednarz video? It is a 4K video.
It's not.
The
video that he was discussing with me yesterday is a 1080p video, and I confirmed that this morning. That's what I mentioned at the very beginning. It's not 4K.
I can hardly imagine it, because the video by Piper Truth that she received from Blake Bednarz in November is 4K.
That must be a different. That must be like some different footage. I'm not sure. I don't want to digress too much.
It is not. She received that from Blake Bednarz. This is confirmed.
Well, no, that's not what I'm not debating that. I believe you, man. What I'm saying is the video footage I got from him, I am convinced it's different footage. Maybe it's a different angle. Whatever 4K video he shared, I believe it's different. The video footage I just got from him is 1080p.
If it is 1080p, then it's not. Then he played you. Then it's not the original.
Okay, so here's my question.
He's trying to make a fool of you. Then
the 4K video that you're talking about, how long is the video?
11 minutes 15 seconds.
How long?
11 minutes 15 seconds.
Okay, can you go back to that? So we're gonna show the screen. I want to show your screen again. Where is there a way for you to click on that link and go to the video to show that it's 4K?
Yeah, I mean, I can't just show you the file size, or
is there a way for you to prove that it's 4K? He proved it to me. Can you prove?
You mean he proved it to you that it's 1080p?
Correct. He
Okay,
sent the
yeah,
file. Not only did he prove that, and that's what I'm going to share later today. He proved that it's the same video that he sent to Candace. I know that because of the file size and everything.
No, that's not accurate. So I can just open.
We screen recorded everything, bro. Like I don't know what your profession. You say you're a physicist. You're probably way smarter than me.
Yeah.
But I confirmed everything.
Do you have my screen now? Do you have my screen now? I opened the link from Piper, and there she has everything. It's a very large file.
That's the
3
file.
gigabytes, and she also has the metadata reports.
So how can you prove that this is 4K?
Because I can zoom in. It's very simple. So I made these two. The main purpose of a 4K video is that you can zoom in way deeper.
Okay.
Now, what was available before is maybe just 1080p, and this 1080p is available on this archive site. Don't know if I'm still on this archive site. This video 15. I'm not going to open it up now because, but I think this is 1080p, and then Bednarz had another version on X that I also downloaded sometime in November, and there it was 2K essentially.
Okay, cool.
This is a 2K maximum, and then now we have the 4K, and now I put them side by side, and I guess you can already see that on the 4K video you can zoom in way deeper.
Yeah, for sure.
Way deeper.
So right? All right, great. Let's just give you that. Fine. He is 4K. I don't really care about that. I care if he had the video footage. This is the most important part. He says that he sent this to Candace. The discrepancy is whether he really sent it or not, and why that video footage may not want to be seen by the masses or shown to the masses. I couldn't figure out why a person wouldn't want to show it.
This is the main thing that you can do with a 4K file is you can zoom in deeper.
Okay.
And what is now possible is we can now read the lips of the people on the podium. I already did it in my video, and it confirms, of course, that they faked the death.
Now, I would like to go over that video with you. We can start going through it because I watched part of it, and I'm going to disagree with a few lip sync things, but I'm probably going to agree with other parts.
One thing that I can tell you is right in advance, I am not just a physicist, I'm also a very talented linguist, and I speak multiple languages. And one thing these days, how you learn languages is also with series and videos or movies. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what you do there is sometimes when the captions are really bad, you also try to read the lips. And this is what I've done maybe the last 20 years when I learned these languages. And not just that, I also contacted essentially the world's best lip readers already, that they review that. Unfortunately, they declined. I can also show you their emails where they decline, but they didn't disagree. I guess it's too. The problem is there are only apparently a handful of lip readers that have done stuff in court. And they all declined already. I think they don't want to have anything to do with it because it could be that they might get engaged in the real trial, right? They don't want to. Yeah, I think this is what they're aiming for.
Okay. So I have 3 questions.
Yeah.
1, is it possible for you to show at least one of those emails confirming that this world-renowned linguist, whoever, lip reader?
Yeah, the problem is I don't want to give their names away. I mean, I can just forward it to you.
All right,
maybe
fine.
We don't show it on screen now.
No, you don't have to show it on screen. If you don't have to dox them. So just forward it to me, and I'll confirm it.
Okay, yeah.
To my email. Also, you're arguing via email to me that you believe this is why Candace has not shown the footage or will not show the footage that she received.
Yes, I'm just about to forward you that right now. I hope I to yeah. So click send. I think that's everything. Now I should receive it. I clicked send, so you should have it in your email folder. For example, this is the world's most renowned lip reader. Unfortunately, he declined, and he's not the only one.
I am not available at this present time.
I think he wants to stay free for the trial. Because I am convinced the lawyers of Tyler Robinson will get a lip reader. I already informed the lawyers also, because this is another key proof. This is what you do in court. You have the ballistics report that say where the bullet went. We know it went into the trunk. It has been confirmed already. And we also have this lip reading that clearly says Kirk even pretty much ordered the shot, or he was okay with the shot. And I have to tell you that I spent 2 weeks. I didn't just put out this video. I was very thorough. I spent 2 weeks every day looping it. Every couple of hours, I went back to it. I knew that I had to be 100% on point with the lip readings to not get trolled in the comments. So I'm still very, very confident that this is what they said. Now, with the physics calculations, I can tell you this is 100% what happened. There is zero doubt, absolute zero. And with the lip readings, I am more than 99% confident. Here, this is something that you cannot calculate. But
so before we go over to your footage, we're definitely going to watch your video here in just a moment. Why do you think Candace won share? Because Candace has shared, in fairness to Candace, she shared different angles and things that's taking place that day.
Yeah, it's Candace Owens. A lot of people watch Candace Owens. You said it before. She's the #1 podcaster. Her reach is just massive, right? I mean, who's the second largest? Maybe that's already Jesse on Fire. Candace has, I don't know, or Ian Carroll. I think Carroll has less subscribers. Carroll is about like
subscriber count is misleading though. That's not always.
Yeah, but Candace always gets 1.5 million views.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, and the thing is, when Candace mentions something on her show, then 1.5 million people hear it, and that's just the YouTube views. Her clips are all over X. That might be another million, and so on, right?
Right.
And I mean, she benefits a lot from it. There are a lot of questions around Candace Owens, and I mean, the major point is that, as I said before, this entire investigation would have been already finished around the time of December, around Christmas time. But what did Candace Owens do? She put out a photo of alleged plastic fragments on a floorboard. Right? Can you remember that? Yep. And she mentioned something like John Bray and the exploding mic theory.
Right.
And 1.5 million people saw that. And then it was really, really strange, because even though by the pure physics, it was clear that the bullet went into the trunk, into a block of ballistic rubber, and Kirk faked his death. And all of a sudden, just because Candace said so, people were convinced it was the exploding mic and Kirk really died. And there was nothing you could do after that anymore. And Candace also never mentioned any of my work, any of my calculations, but people have informed me so many times in comments and emails that they sent emails to Candace Owens, to her tips, right? And she has just ignored that. Now, why does she do that? Is it correct to imagine her like a CIA agent? No, I don't think so. I also don't have proof for that. But I mean, there are many people that just suggest that Candace Owens somehow has deeper insights than she wants to tell people. Some people say that. Yeah, some people suggest that.
Right.
And I read these comments. What am I supposed to believe? I mean, I see everything that happens. I see that she ignores my work. And I think she also ignored Brian's work. I mean, yesterday when you mentioned that the exchange that you had with her, I think you were very good-hearted to Candace Owens. I remember this a bit differently. I think she spoke about Brian as that person. Didn't she always say that person made that mistake where he somehow thought it was 4 times the salary in the company? She always said that person. And this is everything that she said. This is how I remember it. So I don't think she was so respectful to Brian also. And I think that Brian is the main contributor, at least on YouTube, along also with Wolves in Finance and Dank later on, that just pointed out all these financial crimes that Candace also never really addressed. Yeah,
Yes,
and it's
this is
why
what
does
I
she
would
do that?
say.
Why does she do it? She benefits so much from this. She benefits from this entire so-called investigation going on and on forever. And I mean, you could say, okay, the view count of TBUSA went down after Charlie Kirk didn't make a single podcast anymore. Where did the views go? They went to Candace Owens, and her
That's true.
entire story is not credible, really. But yeah, you
But
want
here's
to
the
say
thing.
something?
This is what I would say. I've never heard her ever vocally address anything regarding Brian the Auditor's work. So if she ever addressed it, even if she refused to say his name, that would be news to me. The only type of acknowledgement she's ever made of Brian the Auditor's work, who again, as we all know, was the first person to just drop news about the specifics of the financial irregularities at TPUSA, was the comments that she put under the YouTube video. And in that YouTube comment, she said, she liked the work. She made some corrections. I don't know what the reason is she didn't share it. I was like, I'm just going to chalk it up to she didn't like the fact that we were critical of Charlie in the video, and we were entertaining his potential role in some things that was taking place. Officer Tatum, we were even a little critical of Candace in the video. She didn't seem bothered in the comment, because even after she watched it, she says, "Hey, watching now, loving what I'm hearing, great work." And then she was like, "I'm going to cover this on my show tomorrow. And by the way, these are the corrections to the entire situation with Blexit. All of that is public information." That's what she said. Then she never shared the video. She never shared any of his work. But the moment Zach from Wolves in Finance came out, she immediately shared his. That was confusing to me. I didn't make the biggest deal about it, but I was like, that's just something to note.
Yeah, I mean, it's very strange. This is also, it's not really fair. And by the way, maybe Brian made a huge mistake, because he was also the one that first suggested publicly before me that Charlie Kirk might have just been some kind of actor. Or did he say that? Or
he
maybe
said that yes, he did. He said that in the same video. That's the video that Candace commented under. It's a part of the intro.
You have the reason.
It's literally a part of the intro.
Yeah, I remember correctly then. Yeah, this is why she never mentioned him. This is why they told her. I mean, I guess at this point it's already known that people in conservative circles have handlers, right? And there were videos about Candace Owens. Was Charlie Kirk Candace's handler? Was he her handler? Right? People have made videos about that, and I think they just told her, be careful with this Brian the Auditor person, because he is someone that just points it out.
He calls it like he sees it.
He calls it like he sees it, and why not? Yeah, very similar to myself. And at this point, we know that Charlie Kirk was an actor. We simply know it. Because, people, let's just say we know it, and it is with the lip reading. I would say every US American that is halfway impartial can judge himself, and we can watch it. I mean, I have it ready. It's a 1-minute clip. It's essentially the clip that I show in my YouTube video.
Okay. Just let me know when
God bless you, my loved ones.
I hope you can hear it.
I can hear it, but hold on. Just let me know when to share it.
I need you to pause. Muted. It's muted anyway. So it wouldn't even matter if you didn't hear it. But is it screen shared?
Okay. It's up now.
Can you see that? Okay. So now we go to the lip reading. And I guess here we could already stop, but keep going.
But here, pause real fast. Is there a reason why you have the audio off?
So that people can focus on the lip reading. I mean, the audio is just
A distraction.
a distraction. Yeah, maybe I can.
Have a little bit more time.
Yeah, start it over.
It's working. Hey, Charlie. Hey, hopefully we're gonna have a little bit more time.
Okay, maybe the audio doesn't work, the desktop audio. So it doesn't matter. I mean, on my...
No, we can hear it.
You can hear it, okay.
Yeah, we heard it. We can't hear it now because it's muted.
Now, focus. Yeah. And that was also very treacherous. I hope you can see that. I hope this didn't block you, this thing here. What they said.
God bless you, my loved ones. Thank you.
Over again. Does this square block the view?
It blocks part of it, but it's not that big of a problem. We can see most of it.
Okay, then we make it smaller maybe. Yeah, and here we can see it essentially what they said. So this is the exchange.
Move on to
I'm not gonna pronounce the full letter words. I'm not gonna pronounce it, but this is what they said. Dan Flood said, move on to shot. Like the move is kind of tough to pronounce in English, right? The E is already silent. Nobody says movie or something. No, it's move. The E is silent, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And Dan Flood, since it's slang, he almost doesn't pronounce the O as well. He says it like move on to shot. So I hope I can. Yeah, move on to shot. So and then the next thing is Kirk says, oh, okay, shoot then. Let's play it. So, and this was kind of confusing, the shoot then. For a very long time, I thought it was something like sure, or something sure thing, but it felt off. I thought it is not really sure thing because he pronounces a T in the middle.
Go back, let's see. Maybe he says sure thing. Let's see.
I mean, I have all these clips. We can go into more detail. I mean, in my video, I just have to find this stuff. Where is it? For the single clips. So I have all of these. So the shoot then, you want to have the shoot then, okay? So he is in detail. So already plays. This is how you see it on my normal speed.
It looks like he says sure thing.
I thought that too for a very long time. But
sure thing.
It shoot then. It shoot then. I thought he pronounces a T in the middle. But this it does
go
this
back,
is and
back.
I okay.
I want to see it one more time.
The one. Yeah. I mean, feel free. I mean, people can judge themselves, right? And you have to see this in context. And you can go over to my channel. If I can just show that to people, right? When we're in slower, I think, even though not slower. No, that's everything. People can judge for themselves, right?
Yeah,
in my video, I say judge for yourself.
My personal opinion on this in particular is that I believe he said sure thing. I think he said sure thing.
It's okay that you
now,
say that.
For the record, I'm 50-50 on whether he took himself out or not. But this in particular, I believe he said sure thing.
Yeah, Didi, this may I say something? It's people can judge for themselves, and I know that you're a conservative person, and it's okay that you think he said shoot then, but the next one gives it away.
Well, being conservative has nothing to do with it, man. I told you I'm 50-50 on if he faked it or not. What does that have to do with it?
No. What I meant is that I would say that people that are maybe more conservative tend towards more the shoot then, and people that are maybe more liberal might tend to more. People that are more conservative might tend towards the sure thing, and people that are more liberal might tend towards the shoot then.
Right.
But
My
everyone can
question,
judge for
but
himself.
listen. My question to you is, what does a person's political status have to do with how they're interpreting words from a human being?
No, this is just what I would expect. So if you now make a poll, maybe on your channel where I expect more conservative viewers, and maybe on a liberal channel,
Yeah,
then
but
I
I'm
would
one
expect
person. I'm not
that on
asking
your
what other
channel.
people think. I'm telling you just what I think. And the fact that I was very critical of Charlie when he was alive. My political status has nothing to do with it. I think he said sure thing. It has nothing to do with if I like Charlie or not.
It's okay, man. It's okay. I don't have a problem with you saying that.
Yeah. Are you done? Are you okay? I don't know if you were still sharing something else. Was there something else you wanted to share from that clip?
Yeah, as I said, the
other
next
things?
one gives it away because there are 2 4-letter words in it that he clearly pronounces. So you have the point is, I don't blame you. This lip reading is very tough. Normal people can't really do it. And mind that I am a very gifted linguist as well, and I put 2 weeks into it. So it is okay reacting to it. I mean, it's not the way it works. They will have a lip reader in court anyway. They will have a lip reader in court, and how they do it, they will also put 2 weeks into it.
For sure.
And I mean, I can also invite you to put 2 weeks into it, and then 2 weeks later, I can ask you, Didi, are you still convinced that it's a sure thing?
Okay,
I can
fair.
ask you that. I mean, you can do that.
Let's
Or
go to the
you
next one so it can maybe the next one will provide some context.
Yeah, the next one is this one. We can just let it run like this.
Okay, one sec.
But and now we can also do that more in detail. So I think it was that clip here. Yeah, as I said, foul language.
What is he saying here?
A bit. Now comes the very slow one. I mean, we can watch this over and over again. It's clipped. Now comes my suggestion. After 2 weeks of examining that, now we can put it on repeat. Yeah. I mean, we can watch this over and over again. I mean, you say stop.
I mean, I see it. I see it. I'm trying to see it from your way. I don't quite see it. Let me
Yeah.
put it does like the first 2 words are who that HELL, but the rest of it is hard for me to tell.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And I get it. I mean, it was also hard for me. I put 2 weeks into it. It's not.
Here's it, but who put up the suitcase? So why? But that I'm trying to understand from your perspective, being that you say you put 2 weeks into this. Why would Charlie be saying those words? Like
because Brian the auditor is because Brian the auditor is correct. But he's an actor.
Right, but what I'm saying is, why would he be saying those words in the sense of he would already be aware of what the plans are, so he would know that there's a suitcase there, right?
Yeah. Do you know what suitcase I'm referring to? It's this. There was a suitcase there. Can I show?
Is it the one underneath him? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, one underneath him.
Okay.
And what someone in the comments also pointed out, if you again view it in context, he also perhaps himself, he looks to the suitcase later on. So you can see his eyes look to the suitcase. I think there he must have now. You've seen that? He looks to the suitcase.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
Seen
He
that?
looks down. He looks
Yeah.
down somewhere.
Here, looks to the suitcase. He's prepping himself to fall on the suitcase.
Okay.
And well, I could now show you more in detail. I mean, it worked on my video, but I think you're very careful with that when he falls on that, because I essentially
Does it
put a
show
bit of
when the pow first happened or just afterwards? If I could take that off screen, if you can fast forward to after, like as he's going down, I'll show that. I'll risk it and show that.
You will risk it. Okay, that's
as long as it's not the beginning when he first gets hit.
So let's see if we can find that one. And I try to get it exactly to that. Oh, wait a second. If you take it off screen now, I'm off screen, right?
Yeah, you're off. Yeah, I'm not sharing your screen right now. Somebody says, not sure
this,
why
this
so
is the drawing. This is
DD.
the drawing, essentially. This should be fine. I draw it.
All right, hold on one sec. Somebody said, not sure why it's so difficult for Didi to believe Candace is simply controlled. You don't get a platform like hers and connection she has without being so, not to mention her background. Listen, I've said multiple times, from in my experience of just being online, nobody I know who are real truth seekers who expose real things ever get a platform that large. And if they were, they're normally suppressed by the algorithm. They're not allowed to continuously get hundreds of thousands, let alone millions of views consistently. I've said that multiple times. It's not that I find it hard with Candace. It's just I'm fair. And I'm fair in the sense of when I watch Candace, I'm like, she talks about a lot of the same things that we talk about. Maybe she's just been given permission to talk about it. I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of that will be from the powers that be to give her that permission, because that means she's drawing attention to the very same things I'm bringing attention to. It's not that it's hard for me to understand that. I've already entertained that possibility for a while, right? She's connected to a lot of powerful people. I don't know anybody who's allowed to do that unless they have handlers, unless they're a part of the whole play, the whole Psyop, the whole system, you know? So I've never, not once, not said that, you know? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is weird. Am I still on screen share? I think I am, right?
Yes.
I'm on screen share? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is Kirk here, and I drew him, so it shouldn't be a problem. The rest is blurred out. So this is the mattress that he fell on. It's kind of hard to see in this actual video because everything is black. The suitcase is black, right? And
I definitely see it clearly, though, for sure.
So you can see that this is the thing that he fell on, and it's right to begin with. It's kind of weird that there is a suitcase where he falls on, and he falls on exactly just. I mean, he's not even out of position, right? He falls on exactly with his his head essentially falls on the end of that suitcase, and it looks like, I mean, this is not coincidence. It was rehearsed. And the next thing is that there is now blood on that suitcase whatsoever. Jesse shown that in his video. I also show it in my video. I don't know if you want to show it. But he falls with so the wound is on the left side. On the left side. Yeah, this upper side is his right side. The lower side is his left side. So there should be a huge puddle of blood here.
Yep.
Right? Because he just bleeds out seconds after the shot. But there's nothing there. There's nothing. It's completely without blood. And how can we explain this? Yeah, it's just what Jordan Henshaw showed on his channel. Do we want to show his channel now?
Sure, if you want.
He made. Let's see.
As long as nothing gruesome is shared, I'll definitely show it.
No, I just present his channel.
Okay.
Where is it? Jordan Henshaw. So Jordan Henshaw and also Kelly Raybon. Yeah, they have a channel. They have another channel called Try and Prove It, and he makes a lot of live tests. And yeah, he has rebuilt this entire tube system that Charlie Kirk had under his shirt. So Charlie Kirk had a lot of tubes. They used essentially special effects like in a movie. And we know that it was a blood tube. And in one of his latest tests, he shows pretty much the exact way the blood pours out, like very little blood in the beginning, and then he just falls over. And we also know that it was an air puff tube that shot out of his collar. He also shows that in his test, so it's definitely not a necklace. So it has been proven long ago that it's an air puff tube. I mean, maybe I can even show the clip. Hope I can, I think it's this one here. So I screen recorded it. So here, this is what I screen recorded. He calls it, it's in an unlisted YouTube video. And this is an air puff tube that whips out of his shirt, and it whips out exactly the way the necklace whipped out. He makes it from the front, and you can see it will whip out that way. And we know it was an air puff tube that whipped out. It was not the necklace. Yeah, seen that? And now in slow motion again. And Jordan Henshaw gave Charlie Kirk a lot of credit. He tried this with a necklace. He made hundreds of tests with a necklace, and he could never make it fly out that way. And I think also Range Day Bro made tests shooting with a gun at some kind of a ballistics dummy that it was very expensive, and the necklace also didn't fly the way it flew on 910. But the first try that Jordan Henshaw made with this air puff tube setup that I suggested to him, the first try, it already worked. And it was a perfect imitation.
What is it?
Of,
okay. So the black thing.
This is 100% reliable, by the way. He can redo this 10 times, 100 times. It's always the same.
So what I'm saying is the black thing that he's putting around his neck, that's a part of the necklace.
That's a heat shrink tube. That's a tube. That's an air puff tube.
So where would that have been on Charlie?
Yeah, just you can't see it here. It's just right under the collar.
Under the shirt, you're saying.
Yeah. And it was not just that. It's also, I mean, you can go through his latest posts on X. Obviously, we can't really show that because it had a red juice. We're talking about the red juice bladder. But we can see that Charlie Kirk had a bump on the belly that is inexplicable because it's essentially square shaped. So it can't be some kind of pot belly or something. No, it's square shaped. And it is the exact same blood tube setup that Jordan Henshaw also uses in his latest test. And he has perfectly reproduced that. By the way, Jordan Henshaw is, in my opinion, exactly as tall as Charlie Kirk. This is another misconception. People always think Charlie Kirk was 6'5", but I have a video on YouTube that Ellie Topfile sent me where you can see that he's actually 6'2". He's only 6'5" when he has his hair blowed right upwards. So Charlie Kirk was not 6'4", 6'5", only when he has his hair blowed right upwards and then measured himself, then he was 6'5", but with his hair like flat, like I myself right now, he was only 6'2", and Jordan is also 6'2". So this is a very lucky coincidence that we have that Jordan, in my opinion, at least he begs to differ because he somehow gives into peer pressure on X maybe, but we know that they were both just 6'2".
Yeah, so I've seen on X. I've seen on X a lot of people have tried to debunk Jordan's videos and said that he's not doing things properly and that his videos are actually proving him wrong. I've seen a lot of back and forth on it, but what I will say is Jesse on Fire shared a clip of Jordan's. It was a different video Jordan has from the front view of just showing how the shirt ripples and how it runs down the side of his neck, the red liquid. That literally looks identical to what happened with Charlie.
Yeah.
And I'm a very critical person. Like, that was very impressive.
Yeah, we are very far with these results. I would say it's almost a cooperation between Jordan and I, but people should not imagine it like Jordan and me, like we're always hugging each other. I mean, we have some subtle differences. I can say this now. I'm not even so sure if it is a pendant gun. In my opinion, like, it is more likely only the air puff tube that we just saw. So am I still on screen share, or can I go back to you?
Yeah,
just
sure.
okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Now, or we can go just that I can explain that. So here we can see this air puff tube that we actually do see whip out. And I think this might have already been the only tube And Jordan says that there is also a pendant gun tube right here at the chest. And he says, okay, he somehow stuffs the pendant into that pendant gun, and then he tries to make that pendant shoot up here. And he says that's because something needs to open up a wound in a prosthetic. But the problem with this setup is that it's not really reliable. And so it's, if you tried it 100 times, or Jordan cannot really reproduce it 100% reliable. And it's kind of obvious when you want to stage a shooting in front of the world, then you want 100% reliability. And you cannot, this pendant shooting up must not fail. So Jordan says there are 2 air puff tubes. So this whipping tube that we see whip out, and another one at his chest right here
to help keep the other one in place.
Not with a very specific purpose, to shoot out a pendant of the necklace to the left neck. But the problem is he cannot get the height done so much. So it's typically too low. But he says it's there to open up a prosthetic. But now we get into the details of prosthetics and how prosthetics worked. And with Mike McCash and Mike McCash tutorials. This Mike McCash is a special effects artist that some claim was at 910 in the crowd.
Right. And what's his name again? Mike
McCash. Yeah. Right. And we are 100% sure at this point that Charlie Kirk had a prosthetic, in fact, in some form. Or there is another option that they had just a blood tube right under the collar, right till the collar, so also completely hidden by his t-shirt. And that blood tube essentially just, similar to a drinking fountain, so with a very small height, just made the blood pour out. And it was very little fake blood or fake red juice. And it was 0.2 liters, which is very little. And as we saw before, there was, or as I suggested before, there is nothing on that suitcase. So if you watch Jesse on Fire's video, we can't show that here, but there is no blood on the suitcase that he landed on with his allegedly gushing neck wound. And it's, do you have questions, or is it halfway clear what I'm trying to explain here? Or?
No, it's definitely clear. I'm showing pictures now of what Michael McCash looks like to the people. And I know that I've seen the photo of the guy that was apparently there that they said looked like Mike McCash with the hat and the gray beard. Some people have said that they don't believe it's him. Some people
the links at this point, we know there must have been some special effects artists involved. The obvious link is not Mike McCash himself, even though there were 2 people there that looked very much like him, but the link is his wife. And she's called Erin Kruger McCash. She was the makeup artist of the movie Hillbilly Elegy. That is a book written by J.D. Vance. Yeah, she was the makeup artist there. So the wife of Mike McCash knows, pretty likely knows J.D. Vance. And this also closes a circle because we now know that J.D. Vance essentially, didn't really tell people the whole truth when he said there was someone in the coffin, or when he said there was an open casket. No, there was no one in the coffin, or there was just a mannequin in the coffin, right? You also remember the hands that were too small. Do you remember that? There was a lot of discussion.
The Erika Kirk video. Yeah.
So it was a mannequin in the casket, and we simply know. I mean, I have another video recently posted to my X profile, and it's not pinned anymore, because I was afraid that you might just open it up when we are live. But it essentially shows that Rick Cutler was too late putting a hand on his neck. And there is, almost a second where you can see in that 4K video that there is no hand on the wound and it doesn't bleed. And I guess this is just 17 seconds after the shot. I also asked Chris Martinson again, because, I guess Chris Martinson is a medical doctor. Yeah, I put him in the CC. Chris Martinson has not responded, very obviously, because he knows this is an obvious proof that Charlie Kirk faked his death. because it's
You know
simply
what's
not
you know what's
possible that
also
that you
interesting
get
about
shot in these carotid arteries and then you just don't bleed. This is absurd.
something
Yeah.
else that's interesting about the Hollywood connection is that we now know, or I guess some people have known for a while, Andrew Kovet. He used to work in Hollywood. Right, the job he had right before he came to TPUSA was Hollywood. He was literally in Hollywood. So there's another connection to Hollywood right there.
Yeah.
Literally the spokesperson for uh, 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 TPUSA, and really you can say outside of Erika Kirk, he's kind of the top person that speaks on behalf of them outside of Charlie and Erika. He has he has strong ties to Hollywood. So
Yeah, these were absolute pros, and this couple, the McCashes, I mean, they have decades of experience in making these prosthetics for these slasher movies or horror movies, and they can really ensure this 100% certainty, because it's, I mean, the worst thing that could happen is that this tube system or this entire prosthetic system just goes off before the shot or after the shot, or doesn't go off at all, right? And this how there's no way you can explain this. So you have to have a 100% certainty that this thing goes off just when the shot rings out. So this must have been special effects. Well, yeah, specialists. But again, can I prove this 100%? No, this one I cannot prove 100%, but I would say it's the obvious link. It would be the obvious link. I can not prove it, but it would be the very obvious link. And one thing again to Jordan, I don't want to be too unfair to him. So just to clarify, I would be okay with 2 air puff tubes, one that whips out and another one that shoots a pendant to the left neck for redundancy, right? Maybe if one tube fails in that scenario or on 910, then the other one works and will also make the shirt puff up. So maybe they had 2 tubes that make it puff up. So for redundancy, that's what we call it.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Maybe they also had a second blood tube. Who knows? Yeah, for redundancy.
Here's the biggest
They made,
question that most people are going to have though for you.
Hmm?
Why would Charlie do this? And where is Charlie? I've already given my reasons, my answers to those questions on Patreon, and on YouTube at times. Why would Charlie do something like this? Charlie didn't seem like the type that would do something like this.
Yeah.
Why would he do it? And where is he now?
Yeah, well, at this point, it all points to it all suggests that the entire purpose of this character that they built, Charlie Kirk, was that they wanted to fake kill him one day, right? We have the Snake Eyes movie with these parallels. It almost seems as if an AI had just taken that plot of the Snake Eyes movie and killed Kirk, or fake killed Kirk in the exact same way. And I think Kelly Rayburn also made a video recently where she said that, where she pointed out that maybe Erika Kirk is also just supposed to live a couple of years, and maybe a few years. Maybe they also fake kill her. I don't know about that one. Maybe I'm considering it right now. I've only watched this video maybe one day ago, but it seems that way, that for a very long time, Charlie Kirk was a character that they built and that they wanted to fake kill when they needed a very big distraction. And now I can ask, and people are gonna laugh again when I say this. Why did they need a distraction in early September? It is because the podium audio at Butler was leaked on September 1st. But you don't know this. Probably you haven't seen that video, or have you?
No, I already believe that Butler is fake, but I didn't know any audio was leaked.
Yeah. But we also have proof now. We have very strong proof.
Where is it?
And well, I would know best because I'm the person that posted this. And I posted this on September 1st, or I said it public then. I uploaded it before that. And if you remember, that was also the week when everyone thought Trump was dead, right? Because he didn't post anywhere.
All right, correct.
And it seems to me, from my perspective, that Trump knew exactly how disastrous this could get if my video went viral. And I can tell you one more thing. I sent you a screenshot today of the watch time percentage that my latest video has with the lip reading. And for the Butler video, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. And you know how high that watch time is. It's for a creator, it's very, I mean, it's extremely high, but it has very few views.
Right.
So,
Which, yep, I get it.
So and they needed, yeah, and they needed a distraction.
Totally get it.
If you watch it, you can even see that Donald Trump forgets who to pump the fist to, and it's completely embarrassing for Donald Trump. He can't remember, and the agents have to remind him who to pump the fist to, which photographer. It's all a complete. It's completely staged. Just go to my channel. I mean, I can maybe I have my channel.
Yeah, share it now. Go for it.
So it is. So it is this video here where it says foolproof on the thumbnail. Yeah. Okay, can you see it now, or tell me when you can see it? Or did they cut off our live stream? Did they cut off our live stream? Are you still with us, man? Yeah, if you go to my channel, maybe we're not allowed to show it. I can't see you, Didi.
Hold on one sec.
Yeah.
Sorry, someone was at the door.
Okay.
All right.
Someone's at the door. Okay. Yeah, it's essentially this thumbnail here where it says foolproof and Trump says who.
Hold on one sec.
This is the video with the audio on the podium at Butler. This one here.
Okay, and and it shows the actual shooting, I'm assuming.
No, it shows the audio.
Well, click on it.
It dissects.
Let's watch it.
Okay, let's watch it. Okay, yeah, okay. The first minute, it's essentially all in the first minute.
Yeah.
Make it
the bloody year of Donald Trump was definitely fake. In this episode, we reveal the audio of the agents of Trump on the podium.
That's good.
What's the story with that lowered flag? Who is Usher's helper? Say hello to Hannah, the hands-on helper.
They call her Hannah. This is Hannah.
Were the photographers tipped off, or was it scripted photo ops? Welcome, audio
detectives. I kind of said you can't hear my audio.
The bloody year of Donald Trump was definitely fake. In this episode,
so in the beginning, this guy, this agent that you saw running there, he says, "Hey guys, come on, stable for shots." So this agent that runs here, this agent says, "Guys, hey, come on, stable for shots." Of course, it's the photo. Then you have even Vucci here. He says, "We're good, which of course means we're good to move. And then Doug Mills says,
the audio of the agents of Trump.
And the agent then says, of course. Then we move on. And this agent says, thank you, Vucci. So Vucci is, of course, the photographer. Then the agents say, Vucci step in. Vucci steps in. Then Trump says, who? And then the agent tells him under the mic, Vucci.
What's the story with that lowered flag?
And for this flag here, the most
who is Usher's helper?
Radar. I also explained it in my video.
Say hello to Hannah.
And then, yeah, I mean, people can watch this on my channel. And this woman is then called Hannah. She's her entire purpose is to guide Vucci into place when he walks backwards.
The hands-on helper.
And they were like, nice.
Yeah, Hannah's been a great hands-on too. Here strong. This is why I know she's called Hannah.
Were the photographers tipped off, or was it scripted?
It was a total photo ops. And yeah, this I guess is kind of closes the circle to maybe even to Blake Bednarz, because as you know, there is this discussion also led by Jordan Hanshaw and Jordan was the one that found out that the file size of Bednarz video is exactly 2.99. What is it called? GB bytes or something, and
gigabyte.
Yeah, gigabyte. There's two. It's 3.21 gigabyte and 2.99 GB byte or something. I don't remember what that was. Maybe they can tell us in the comments. But this is the exact file limit that you can use at WeTransfer. So, and now Jordan Henshaw says, oh, this can't be coincidence. Blake Badnots must have somehow trimmed this file. And I say this is not really what happened. I say Blake Badnots also received that file via WeTransfer. So he received it from someone that also sent it to him, the 3 gigabytes, let's just say. And then Badnots sent it out to other people also using that 3 gigabytes free limit on WeTransfer. Yeah, you can use that with a free account. Why do they use WeTransfer? Well, WeTransfer is a company based in Europe. The center is based in Europe. And this makes it, first of all, harder for US intelligence to access that data through the US Cloud Act. However, as I found out researching, WeTransfer also use some kind of Amazon Web Service component. And this allows US intelligence to still access the data. However, it's still very hard because WeTransfer deletes the data within 7 days. Yeah?
Yeah, but what does all of this mean, though? What I'm saying is,
why is this now a photo? Why does this a photo ops? This means that this Blake Badnots did not trim it. No. What it suggests is that the cameraman at UVU Review trimmed this footage himself right after recording before this file was even rendered. So essentially, a minute before Charlie Kirk was off the stage or in the SUV, was put in the SUV, right at that point, the cameraman pushed stop on the camera, went into the menu, trimmed the file to exactly 11.15 seconds, and then had the camera render that. This is what happened.
Okay.
When we just look at the evidence, this is what the metadata says. We can go through the metadata riddle, because this was also a riddle. Do I have it open? I think where's the metadata? Yeah, here, I have the metadata. You can share my screen. Yeah, this is, where do I have it? So this was another riddle somewhere on social media. I hope I can find it now, because, yeah, it was essentially, the date didn't exactly fit. Hope I can have it here. Is this the right one? Essentially, it was 15 hours before, and they discussed it all over next. So it was not on September 10, it was September 9. Where is it here? I think I saw it somewhere here.
So it's important to know.
Here it is. Here, this is the modified date. So it is September 9 at 10 p.m. 35 minutes. So then there was this riddle on X. This would have been before the shot even rang out. The shot was on 9:10 at, I don't know, 12:23 or something. Yeah? And this is before that. This would have been before that.
Okay.
And people on X question, okay, what happened? Did Blake Badnots somehow modify that? And it was, again, me on X who pointed out, no, this is just because the microchip of that camera was produced in China, and China is 15 hours ahead of Utah, and the Quality Management Center of Canon this has to do with quality management. So the quality management of the camera is done in China. Canon is a Japanese company, so Japan is 14 hours ahead of Utah, but the sub-supplier that produced this internal microchip in the camera is most likely in China. So when people somehow say my camera was damaged or whatever, and they try to get a warranty, they send it to Canon, and Canon sends the camera back to the sub-supplier in China. And by using such data hacks, by using these hacks, they prevent most likely insurance fraud, which is also kind of funny because we know that a certain someone was convicted of insurance fraud. I mean, we're not going to dwell on this here, but this is essentially how you can resolve that riddle. So it's just why it's 15 hours ahead. And another thing is that it's not 23, like Kirk was fake shot at 12:23, but here it says 22:35. And this additional add-on of 11 minutes is most likely because the 4K file took so long to render, and it was also modified before that. And I can tell you, Didi, this is really expert knowledge that I tell you here. And Blake Bernards has shown many times that he is not competent handling video files in any way. He was criticized by Jason Goodman a lot for frame rates and so on. And Blake Bernards is not able to come up with this by himself. This is expert knowledge that I'm telling you here.
Okay. Here's my response though. And maybe
am I still on screen share? No.
No. Here's my response though, and this is very important. Maybe, and I don't mean this rhetorically or sarcastically. Maybe I'm not, and I wouldn't doubt, I'm not smart enough to follow through. I don't know if what you just showed me, I don't know how to properly read and follow along with those things. That's your world, not mine. But this is what I can say. I don't know why what you just shared is relevant for as it pertains to the issue here. The issue is simply, was the video sent to Candace? Was it an 11-minute, 16-second video sent to Candace? And what I'm here to confirm is that based on what was shown originally by Blake, I've since confirmed that the file size, the video length is everything like what he said it was, because I just went through it with him this morning.
Yeah, but I think
things, but listen, if he manipulated things prior, as far as if it was 4K or if it was originally 1080p, I don't know. And even though I do believe that if it was 4K or 1080p, I think that's important. The biggest thing that matters to me is, was there footage of what transpired early on September the 10th before Charlie got pow-powed or fake got pow-powed, whatever happened? Was that 11 minutes what he sent her? That's all I care about, because Candace says she only received clips.
There is, Jordan Hanshaw pointed out this way that Blake Bernards could have manipulated the email. But Candace Owens could very easily just resolve this. She could resolve this by just posting it. She could say yes or no.
We've already looked into that. He can't manipulate it. That's impossible.
Oh, she says no. She says no. Well, she didn't get it. Or what? She said no.
Yes, but here's what's really important. And I want to get back to the ultimate point of this video. He could not have manipulated the email. We've already Googled it. And I didn't even have to Google it to understand it, because you can't edit or modify confirmation emails from reputable companies. It just doesn't work that way. You said, well, if you know coding, it just doesn't work that way. What would be the purpose of confirmation emails? Also, Candace said that she only received clips. She never said he didn't send her anything. She said she received clips from him. The biggest question people have is, did she receive the 11-minute video and she's calling the 11-minute video a clip because she was under the impression that maybe he was going to send her some 40-minute, hour-long video? But Blake is saying he knows that Candace is not thinking that, because he showed her on video call the 11-minute video. I went through the video this morning, the whole process with WeTransfer. What he said he sent appears to be what he said.
I think you said yesterday also that what else should there have been on this tape? I mean, he wasn't out there for so long. I think this was your words, right? And what else should there have been there? I mean, right. He spoke for 10 minutes or something, and then in the end they zoom out and the people are already fleeing the stands, and he's in the SUV already, and which is behind the building that we can see in that perspective. So what else?
He was going through the video with Candace, but yeah, fine, great. I guess my biggest question for you though is because what I found interesting or compelling about your research and your work is that you state that you believe he faked it, or you don't even believe it. It's been proven in your eyes that it's very obvious. Candace hasn't entertained this. Something else I've noticed is that Candace hasn't entertained any of the movies like the Snake Eyes. My theory is that it's because she wants to steer away from anything people can call conspiratorial, like the fact that a guy named Charles Kirkland gets shot in the left side of his neck on September 10th at a boxing match where the boxer is named Tyler the Executioner. And when he goes down, the person that's watching him go down is a blonde with a white suit jacket on, just like what Erika wore. All these weird coincidences. She's never entertained any of that.
I mean, what Candace loudly said was John Bray. John Bray explained it to her, and she talked to John Bray. And John Bray is the person that says exploding mic theory. Now, the joke is that John Bray, meanwhile, has also confirmed essentially the shot into the trunk. Candace never said that. John Bray also said it. He says, he came up with it by himself, of course, not using my calculation. No, he's talking to his GPT. Of course, he came up with it himself. I'm not going to comment on his calculation. Mr. Bray, if you watch it, it's very fine. I appreciate that you also like the trunk shot now. But the point is that Candace Owens knows, for example, that the shot went into the trunk, because John Bray must have also explained it to her. And if we have this exploding mic theory, it's kind of obvious that the bullet must not hit Kirk. Which
the only thing I'll say in defense of why Candace hasn't entertained this publicly, and I'm only saying this because somebody else mentioned this on my show just the other day. They said that apparently Candace has been asked about this, I believe by Elizabeth Lane, who interviewed Candace recently. And apparently Candace has never entertained the possibility that Charlie Kirk faked being pow-powed.
Yeah.
Because she's known Charlie for so long, she don't think he would ever do it. So she's not even willing to entertain it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is, I mean, this is almost a joke. I mean, when I watched this, when you had Dank on and Basil and the Solange Dumas on, it's kind of weird that in this day and age, that people somehow think someone like Candace Owens, a mother, can somehow, a mother of 4 children, never made any police work, never any investigative work, can just solve this. And this is completely different from like 20 years ago, because 20 years ago, people totally knew, if someone wants to solve this, he must be someone like Dr. Cox from Scrubs or House MD, right? And these people, they solve these riddles. No one thought a mother of 4 solves this. And Candace just confirms it. And it's right, watching you guys on that podcast, you 4 guys, it's totally weird that you always say you're always so concerned with what Candace might think. And Candace, oh my God, and Candace had such good intentions. But let's be honest. If we just imagine that Candace was a dude, if Candace was you, if Candace looked exactly like you, was a man, right? And if you had 1.5 million viewers and people send you all of this proof, and after such a long time, after more than half a year, you would still come up with essentially nothing. And you would still say, oh, I can't imagine he faked his death. I'm not even going to look at it, And I'm going. You send people through all these loopholes like she does, and it never leads to anything. I mean, people would just, even after a couple of weeks, people would have said, Candace Didi person, you know what? Get
out of here. What you think, because she's a woman
drop.
And she's a mother, she's getting the benefit of the doubt, and that's helping drag people along.
This maybe this is also the reason why they installed her, right? I mean, the entire joke is that this thing is solved essentially since Christmas, or since after Christmas, and she doesn't even look at it. And it's strange in general. I mean, she doesn't even have a competitor. If only she had some kind of female competitor, right? Then we could live with it. Maybe some kind of other woman, right? And they could maybe some battle it out or debate it. But there is not even another podcaster at that level that has that many viewers. And the ones that are below her somehow shy away from confronting her, really, because they know it's not going to turn out well for them, right?
That I agree with.
Yeah, and it's another. I mean, she can make people on YouTube. And if you take Baron Cohen, for example, did you know who Baron Cohen was before September? Did you know if I said, in August 25, do you know what Baron Cohen said? Then you would have said, who the F is Baron Cohen? You know why? Because Baron Cohen didn't have an online presence, really. So, and now everyone knows who Baron Cohen is. So why? Because Candace had invited him, right, to her, and they made some kind of interview. And she can make people also. And if she invited you, or if she invited Jesse on Fire or Ian Carroll, like these real big podcasts, Valhalla, right? Then they would also maybe have 10 times the amount of subscribers within a couple of weeks. I mean, she makes people, she breaks people, but there is no competition for her. Not even a woman. Not even a woman with 1.5 views per stream or whatever. And this is a really big problem. Yeah, I mean, but this is the time we live in. It's sad somehow.
No comment. No comment.
Yeah, I mean, but what I
People have been
said
trying to
before,
like
I mean,
start beefs between. I'm not. No comment. You
yeah, I
have
would
good
love
reason.
if
You
I
have good
would love
reason.
if Brian, the auditor, was here. Because the main point is, right, because I think we would just go off, and I think Brian is a guy like me. I mean, he, as I said, is like a House MD or Dr. Cox. He's also some kind of person, and he
Well,
just solves riddle, right? And he
Brian,
he points it out.
Don't exclude me from that.
Yeah, he's not here.
I think the same way. Brian and I, matter of fact, I need to email him back. He emailed me, I think
It was not meant that way. I love being with you and talking with you about that. Yeah, I love
Brian
being
and
here.
I
It's
agree
great.
on a lot of things. There's things Brian and I speak about publicly. I just haven't spoken about. I mean, it's privately that I just haven't spoken about publicly, because there's a time for everything, and sometimes some things can backfire on you if you speak about them too soon. So what I'll say to what you just said is, that's good observation. I don't blame you for thinking what you think.
Mhm. Yeah, but there's, if I say this now, then I'm going to say it again. There's other things about Candace Owens. When you just, I mean, she claims she was Charlie Kirk's best friend or something, right?
Right.
But it's kind of weird. I mean, which married man has a female best friend? I think you. Do I remember correctly? You're also engaged now or whatever. I hope. Yeah, you will. Yeah, I'm very happy about that.
I know
But,
where you're
do
going.
you have a female friend? Do you have a female friend that is pretty much like your wife?
Fiance be okay with me having a best female friend? No, they don't exist.
Yeah,
they don't exist.
So is this, then it can say, come on, is this even credible that she was his best female friend? And then the next thing is, Erika Kirk doesn't grieve credibly. Does Candace Owens grieve credibly? There are people that say, yeah, she also went from grief to grift pretty fast, right? Because it's not me saying it. I mean, maybe we don't agree with these people. I know, I get you, but it's kind of fast. I mean, what is she even doing there? She's not grieving, and she wants to have some kind of investigation. It's not too credible to me. And the next thing, I think Jessie on Fire made a video or a React video where she says she essentially, yeah, if I'm allowed to use that term, she hooked up Erika and Charlie, if I understood that correctly. And Charlie was a virgin before he got married. Yeah. I mean, how old was he then? I mean, is this even credible in this day and age? Yeah, maybe it is, because a lot of young men maybe are slower to have a girlfriend these days, but I don't know. I mean, there are people who suggest something a lot different, and I don't even want to say it. I mean, you can look up what maybe Malo Yiannopoulos said about Charlie Kirk, and I mean, there's a lot of a very different explanation why he was.
Malo said what about Charlie? I know what he said about other people like Benny Johnson. What did he say about Charlie?
Yeah, what did they say about Benny Johnson too? This is what he insinuated.
No way he said about Charlie.
I think I'm pretty sure he said it. Yeah.
Malo said Charlie Kirk was gay.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. And then there was some on this, who was that podcast? I think Tim, at the podcast that Candace made fun of because he had a ball. Yeah, Tim Pool. It was on that podcast. And then people say, people on the podcast were, how dare you? How dare you?
Talking about.
But Malo Yiannopoulos is the one who should know this, because he's also ex-gay, or I think he has a very strange, unusual past there.
Yeah.
But I think, what are you gonna? I mean, I'm not saying it, but if you're a virgin at 27 and then you marry a woman that is 5 years older, and not just that, and then not even that. I mean, just people that. Charlie Kirk might have been an actor. Charlie Kirk said, he used the word that the wife should submit to the husband, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he say that? And I can tell you, this is not, if a woman that is 5 years older, forget it. I mean, I've been criticized by that a lot. I
agree. No, you are fair.
I can tell you,
especially when you're much older. No, you're right. You are right. I agree with you.
I mean, I happen to have older female cousins that are 5 years old or even older than that. And did I ever imagine marrying their girlfriends? right? Did I ever imagine, is it a good idea marrying the girlfriend of my cousin that is 5 years older? No, this is an incredibly bad idea.
Most men are going to be attracted to younger women, and most women are going to be attracted to older men.
Yeah, and I mean, this entire story, I mean, that 5-year-old woman should submit this. It all points to that he was an actor. Just if you look at it from their marriage, people have pointed out that children might be replaceable actors. And now I mean, we have the confirmed physics proof that the shot went into the trunk. He faked his death. It's proven. It's peer confirmed. We have the air puff tube that is also in accordance with physics. And the one thing that I have to say with this exploding mic theory, I have also given it the benefit of the doubt multiple times. But every time you try to go deeper into details, it just doesn't work at all. And either the microphone is just on the wrong side of the chest and so on. And there's many things wrong with it. It's in conflict with Newton's third law. There's no opposite reaction to the mic shooting. Well, I'll say this way. I hope I get it right. So it should this way, and there should be an opposite reaction that way. And we don't see that opposite reaction. We also don't see it in 4K, which might also be a reason why Candace Owens doesn't want to show the 4K, because there's no sign of an explosion, no plastic, no black fragment shooting out of his shirt at all. Nothing at all. At least in that UV review, I didn't see much. John Bray is going to disagree. He's going to say, oh no, there may be a black pixel somewhere popping up or whatever. I don't even know. I haven't read from John Bray, but I mean, this entire theory, I said it once on Trigger Smart already. John Bray has to find some kind of scientist that argues for him and that really makes the physics clear, because as it stands right now, this is just bunk. It is just pure bunk. But this is the theory that Candace Owens also promotes. Yeah, she has mentioned John Bray's name multiple times. And I know that a lot of people have sent Candace information about my work, and that all of it has been peer confirmed, that we also know it was not a necklace, it was a air puff tube. And she knows about all of this. And now we can ask, is she an agent or something, right? Or why does she even do that? And as you said, yeah, well, she must have some kind of handlers, or right, because she wouldn't be that big. They wouldn't let her grow that much. Yeah, now the question is how, or if I understood you correctly, and the question is really how deep does this go? And I mean, there's other things where you could even say I don't even want to say it, but with this Macron couple, right, with the French president, this is also kind of weird, because Candace Owens says she has children herself, so she should know how giving birth works, and that only women can do that. Men cannot give birth to a child, right? Because we
right
we have to give it to our. Yeah, I don't want to say it.
Wait, so what do you get at with the Macrons? I'm not following.
Yeah, this might also. It's kind of weird, because the obvious thing. It's kind of weird. This entire thing that she essentially makes a fool of herself a bit, don't you think? That she's so. I mean, she gets called out by Piers Morgan. Because what she says,
I'm still not following. She's exposed that Macron is a biological man. What's the? Yeah. I'm not following you.
Yeah, but they have 3 children. She has 3 children.
Are you arguing that Macron is not a man?
Emmanuel Macron married a woman that's 25 years older, and Candace says is a man.
I'm talking about the quote unquote wife. Are you arguing that that's a woman?
Her children say that she's a woman. She has 3 children, and they say she's a woman. It's kind of weird,
bro. I mean, you about to lose all your credibility. You're about to lose all your credit. That I believe, to be responsible, that is clearly a biological man. Allegedly, clearly, the way that person walks, the way they sit down, the way they act, the way their hair sits on their head. Stop it, because they can convince children to say something on camera means nothing. Means nothing. At the very least, the person is a PDF file. At the most, they're a PDF file man.
Okay. What do you say about Michelle Obama then? There's also rumors.
I think I think Michelle Obama, you can argue much easier that that's a woman than you can Macron. If you're asking me, do I believe that Michelle Obama is a biological man? My fair response to that question is specifically with Michelle, I don't know. Macron, I'm 100% convinced that's a biological male. Michelle Obama, I don't know. I'll tell you this:
but
Obama's wife. I mean, not Obama's wife. The Bush wife. What was her name? I believe that's a biological male. Here, I'll show you.
I see. I've seen you make a video about it. But the point is, this has international complications, right? And so the Macrons want to sue Candace, and
right.
She's running a big risk there, right?
Yeah. Let me show you how this. Let me see. I want to show this real quick.
I think I've seen your video for Barbara Bush.
Yes, you have, but I want to show just 30 seconds of it. We got to show just 30 seconds of this, man. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Anybody arguing that Macron don't fit into this category, I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah, okay.
That's a woman right there.
Hello.
Clip.
I'm Roberta Crisson. This is Fact Politics 80, one of a series of political interviews with ramifications for all of us this year of presidential elections. I'm privileged and pleased and honored to have next to me Mrs. Barbara Bush, the wife of presidential hopeful George
Bro.
Bush, who has survived
man, I don't want to
look at the body size. Let's just start there.
Yeah.
The head, the meatiness of the head alone.
Sit in here for our interview today, and I'd like to welcome you and say hello to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but Didi, I mean, women have normally a huge drop in estrogen when they get older.
Better
I mean,
weather
you can't
for
go
you.
into hormones.
Hopefully it will clear soon. Mrs. Bush will be speaking with us today on issues that are near and dear to her heart and which she feels are of vital importance to the country.
Had a 5-0 on it.
Bro, look at the size of this person's hand.
They said I must wait.
Yeah.
Huh? Look at the eyes.
Man,
look at the structure of this person's face. You're going to argue that this is a woman. Okay.
I'm not arguing anything here. I'm not arguing anything. What I wanted to say is it has some kind of international ramifications, right? And the Macrons are not happy about it. And I think they also want to sue her. And I think we can also expect that, I mean, that's intelligence knows about this and somehow would like to prevent that, because this is something that is embarrassing for the head of a foreign country. And it's kind of weird that she puts it out so much. And now, but I have to say, I haven't followed if they already have sued her, or if she had to pay something or not pay something, or what the judge said or whatever. I don't even know. I think we can let the judges, I don't know, whether the judge rule in her favor or not rule in her favor. Do you know more about this? You know more about this than I do. I think you're an expert on that.
All right.
But
so
we don't have to. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is great. The last question I want to ask you before you go is, you say that you are German. Or do you live in America? Have you ever lived in America? Why do you care? Why are you so invested? Explain that to us about you.
Why? Yeah. Well, I made videos on my channel. There's this Drumpf incident. Do you know Drumpf? The Trumps were called Drumpf, or John Oliver said it.
Okay.
Make America Drumpf again. It was in 2016 or something. And I made a video about that, and I actually found out that this was a lie by the Trumps that they invented themselves. And their actual surname was Sulzer. So I'm still sharing my screen. It is this video here. And it went viral. It had 125K views. And but you don't know about it. Nobody really knows about it, because I think this video might have been attacked with bots. and my entire channel was a bit attacked by bots. And yeah, this is how I got dragged into this entire US American politics stuff. You can see before that I made videos mainly on physics topics, debunking physics videos. Yeah, and then I started making videos on Butler. And I just want to tell people the importance of my channel. So this was the first video on Butler that I made. And I can remember that until this day, which was February 25, if YouTube or comments that said Butler was staged were auto-erased on YouTube. Until when I made that video, they were not auto-erased anymore. Why? Because here I show it was essentially a deepfake mania. So they used deepfakes at Butler. And this is also when Trump essentially stopped speaking about Butler. Before that, he was all like, oh yeah, God saved me, and a bullet came so close to me and so close to taking my life. And since then, he doesn't talk about Butler anymore. And you can write on YouTube and on X that Butler was staged. So these videos are really, really important. But the videos did not receive a lot of attention. I can remember before I came on Trigger Smart, this trunk shot video had like 40 views from YouTube itself after 2 weeks. So, but the videos are really important because one more thing that I can also point out is that we know from the 9/10 staging, you could also not write that Kirk faked his death or that it was staged. You simply could not write that. 2 months in, and I not on YouTube and also not on X, because the first post that I made on X clearly stating that I made a video and I can prove the shot went into the trunk, it got immediately flagged. I don't know if people remember these times, but then after a week,
I do.
Or definitely after I was on Trigger Smart, then all of a sudden you could write anywhere that it was staged. And I have no other chance but to conclude it is because of these videos that I made. So people, I don't have a lot of subscribers. I don't have 500,000 subscribers, but I know that people in power watch my videos, and maybe even Trump's team. I don't know if he watches himself. I know from one video that he definitely watched himself because he reacted to it on Twitter. It was this video here about how seasonal hormones affected the US elections, where he reacted to on X. So I know he watched that one definitely. But these videos have a lot of influence. And yeah, as it is on social media, I mean, why don't my videos get more views? I mean, it's on social media, things can get out of control very fast, right? If people actually start sharing links, then my video might just blow up. And let's face it, Trump's presidency might be over. Even this foolproof video where I show this audio at the podium on Butler. Okay, it led most likely to the 9/10 staging because that was on September 10. I made it public on September 1st. And it was a distraction from this Butler audio video of mine. But why did they even make that 9/10 staging when, as Brian would say, well, they could have just suppressed me in some algorithm?
Man,
because the US government can never be sure. What will the YouTube do? What will they do? I mean, Donald Trump is not the CEO of Google, right? And he can't be sure. What are they going to do? Or is it maybe just users that all of a sudden just start sharing links again, like they did 20 years ago? People don't do that anymore. I have the impression that they mostly follow what is recommended to them from the algorithm, but it could happen, right? They can't be sure. And yeah, this is what I can tell you, people. My channel is one of the most important channels of the last years.
Do you live in America? Have you ever lived here?
No, I have not lived in US America, no.
Have you ever been here?
Not really. I have to say, it's mostly Europe where I am. Also, these other foreign languages is essentially all European foreign languages.
Okay.
But
what's your so you're if you don't mind me asking, what's your ethnicity background?
Yeah, essentially why I can speak English so well is because the sister of my mother essentially lives in an English-speaking country, and yeah, I think this is why I can speak English so well, or these other languages also. I mean, it's these all the languages that I can speak are very similar to German and English. So it's essentially all languages of Western Europe that I can speak. From, let's say, okay, I can just count them as Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, French, English, Dutch, Danish, Norwegian, and Swedish. Yeah, all these languages. But I have to say, English is by far my best language.
Well, what would you say is your?
And in the others, I'm pretty fluent. Yeah,
your
but I don't have
lineage,
a U.S. American ethnicity. I don't have a U.S. American ancestor or anything. No, I don't have that.
So where's
I
your
have,
lineage
it's
from?
maybe what?
Where's your lineage from?
My lineage is completely from here. Why? I mean, I have, as I said, this aunt that lives in in an African country. I can say that much, and speaks English, and
Okay.
so, and this is maybe also why I can be a bit more critical than others of Candace Owens, because essentially, well, I have African people as relatives, so no one can really call me out as some kind of racist person because blood is thicker than water. I mean, people have called me that.
That's not true. I don't know if you're racist or not, but just because you have African family members don't mean that you can't be racist. But that's not what today's video is
people have told me that on Blue Sky. People have already told me that on social media. Yeah, I was very surprised. I thought it was never going to happen, but but this is the reason why I can be a bit more critical of Candace than others, maybe.
Okay,
more here.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, man. Big time. The audience appreciate you. Please go give Mr. New Dream a follow. His channel is, you can find him by his name here. And he has a lot of great videos as he's demonstrated. If you want to see, because I know we didn't show it in today's live, because a lot of it he literally shows you bit by bit. If you want to see that unedited, uninterrupted, unfiltered, go check out his YouTube channel. Hey, I appreciate you again, man. And hopefully
it was great to be here.
We could do this again in the future.
Yeah, I would love it.
All right. Take care.
Looking forward to it.
All right, bye.
Take care. Yeah. Bye.
All right. How we feeling, man? How we feeling? I thought that was a great discussion. I thought it served its purpose. Yeah. Yeah, man. Somebody said I owe y'all some time back. All right, man. Yeah, I think I gave all the appropriate disclaimers at the beginning of this video that I typically have to say, because you got a lot of people who just don't seem to have the ability to think on a higher level. They think one-dimensional, and that's not a knock at people. It's just people thinking that they're they have tunnel vision, right? You only think this way, and you only think this way, and you never look over there to understand if you're going in the wrong direction. Only look one way. No, doesn't happen like that over here. So there's that, man. Again, if you're just now joining or you join later, please hit the like button. Can y'all please give me the like? Can we get to at least 2,000 likes? Can we get to 1,500, 2,000 likes like in this moment? I don't know what the current count is. Somebody tell me what the like count is, and let's see if we can get it up. What's the current like button? I mean, like count. 817. Okay, that's very, very low. Can we please get us up to like 1,500? I got almost 2,000 people in here. Can we get up to like 1,500, 1,600? Can we do that, please? I appreciate it. Big time, man. Big time, big time. It really helps the video a lot. Once again, I met with Blake this morning. I know he sent a super chat. I'm going to read him here in a moment. And Blake has confirmed, he's proven the video, and I'm going to release it on Patreon first. As soon as I'm off of this YouTube video, I'm going to release it on YouTube later tonight. So if you want to immediately see it, if you're a Patreon member, link is in the description to the Patreon. You will have access to it here in the next 30 minutes to an hour. If you are not a Patreon member, you'll see it later tonight or tomorrow. So I'm also going to react to, once again, the Chud the Builder situation, which is the guy who's been streaming saying racial slurs to people in Nashville. he's now being charged as of this morning or last night with attempted murder, which we literally said he tweeted about he was going to do that to somebody, and he just did it. I'm going to have a couple of people on who disagree with me. That's probably going to be very entertaining, but I'm always open to discussions about the freedoms that we have in this country and the freedoms that we don't have in this country. All right. The last thing I'll say is if you are like me and you do not have time to watch 2, 3, 4 hour lives, then I have a clips channel called Didi Got Clips. It is linked on this channel as well. We will be clipping these lives in 5-minute portions, 10-minute portions, or 15-minute excerpts. And that should help a lot of people who don't have a lot of time. Maybe you want to just see my thoughts or somebody's thoughts on a particular topic in a more digestible manner, such as a 10-minute clip. We're going to be doing that on Didi Got Clips. Please give it a follow. Check out the content that we've already dropped over there. We are going to drop the plan is to drop a video every single day on that channel. That's the goal, so that I can try to keep you all that can't watch lives in tune. All right, with that, man, shout out to Gina as always. Thank you. Good to see you, Gina. Thank you for the $20. I don't know how many times I said it yesterday, but I'll say it again. Keeping the Psyop alive can be entertaining, though, like a movie. That's true. I really like August. Thanks, Didi. Much love and prayers for all of us. Amen. You said that. You did say that yesterday. Exactly, Didi. Do you the truth. Amen. Thank you, Miss Trevelocity. That's a cool name. Or Miss Tevelocity. T-Velocity. Cool name. Thank you for the $10. Thank you, Esoteric, for the $2. What's up, Ryan? Thank you for the $5 super chat. You can't calculate velocity without knowing the 30-06 barrel length and bullet grain. This man is purposely lying. I actually saw this super chat when it first came in, and I meant to ask Mr. New Dream about that. I'm not the professional here, so it sounds like that's true. But don't we know what gun that they claim it's a 30-06, which we don't believe it's truly a 30-06. And we also know the gun though, right? So I don't know. I can't speak on that. Not intelligently, I can't. Real Estate Clippy, thank you for the $5. I remember when this happened live, everything we had was clear as elf. We saw media lie. Later on, these blurry and edited videos started popping up. That's true. I agree with you. I 100. I actually forgot about that, and then I remembered it later. You're right. That did happen. Thank you, Jenna, for the $10. I believe Nagis, since I saw him with Trigger Smart on Thanksgiving, changed my entire view of what happened. I emailed you the next day, Didi. Very compelling information. He's very intelligent. Yeah. As always, regardless of who you are, you're going to have people that believe you, don't believe you. You can't please everybody, no matter who you are. It's impossible. Jesus Christ couldn't please everybody. If God can't please everybody when he's right there in our face, like we have no shot, John, thank you for the $5. Historically, you don't get that size of a platform if you are a threat to the status quo. Just saying. That's a fact. That's a fact. Remove Candace from anybody. You're not going to get, no. If you got a video that takes off, they're going to make sure that you don't continue to take off. Every video, man, I guess they just don't care. Said nobody ever. Like, of course they care. Just south of history. Thank you for the $10. Candace had millions of viewers and a top podcast before CK passed away. There are thousands of people emailing her evidence and research daily. This guy is just making assumptions, not offering any proof. He did offer proof. In fairness, he did. And if you go to his channel, he breaks things down. And unless you're smart enough to understand physics the way that he has, because it's clear that he understands it better than I do, then I'm not in a position to try to, like I said, I gave him pushback on the lip reading. I don't agree that that's what it appears Charlie was saying. Not all of it, at least. But you saying Candace had millions of viewers in a top podcast before CK died. I want to be clear about my position on this. because again, people are quick to clip you. I like what Candace is doing. I like the investigation that she's conducting. Is it possible though that she's just taking us on a ride just for the sake of entertainment? Yeah, it's possible. But I have to be honest, when I listen to Candace, she sounds and seems genuine. She does. The biggest thing that I got, and I've always been consistent about this, usually the powers that be will not allow you to reach the masses with all these views. Just because Candace got motion because of her beef with the Daily Wire, you can say there's been a surge in people wanting to listen to Candace now. But when you're doing public investigations on something that is clear to us to be a cover-up, they can easily suppress that content. It's very odd, whether it's Candace's fault or not, whether Candace is in on it or not. You're being dishonest if you're trying to argue that it's not odd that she's allowed to just reach people consistently for over half a year now. That's odd. They don't allow you to do that. So the biggest fair question to ask is, why aren't they suppressing our content? That's a fair thing to ask. Miss, thank you for the $5. Does he believe Charlie was really married to Erika and that they have 2 kids? No marriage, no kids, no. Well, I think you got your answer now. The answer to that is no. He believes they're actors. He believes that they're actors. Just common sense in it. Thank you for the $20. Mr. A, is it your opinion that if someone had the same analysis of the countdown hand signals that they stole it from you, do you have proof that that he's not here anymore? I wish I had read this while he was here, but hopefully I can get him to answer that off record, and I can just pin it in the comment section after the fact so you can get your answer. It's a good question, though. Thank you for the $5. With all due respect, do you think it's more difficult to interpret linguistics when you pronounce words differently than Charlie Kirk? I thought about that as well. I wonder if, like, him coming from a different country and, speaking to multiple different languages, could it sort of play a role? But he said he went to other experts who apparently looked at it and didn't want to. And he forwarded the email to me. I'm not going to dox the person's email, but the person did say that they didn't have time for it. I don't see where they ever said they don't want to have anything to do with it, but there's other ways that people can say that without saying it. He did show me the email. Thank you for the $10, John. Candace only talks about stuff that's already out the bag. She's always late to the party. Why? It's a great way to steer the conversation after you lost the narrative. ? I don't know. Something to think about, though. West Texas is the best Texas. What up, Blake? Thank you for the $20, man. Watch the full 11-minute 16 video and read the room with the audio issues leading up to the Big Bang. This lip reading is wrong. Dan leaned over to Charlie Kirk. Know a detail about the messed up audio. Weapon was interfering with the sound output. I think that's a more accurate description. Again, Blake and I don't agree on the fact that it's possible Charlie was in on it. I entertained that theory 100%. I'm 50-50 on it. But what Blake and I do agree with is I don't quite agree with Mr. New Dream as far as the lip reading, the lip syncing. I didn't see that. It has nothing to do with me being conservative. None of that. I appreciate his work and stuff, and I tend to lean more so towards the legitimacy of other theories that he have about what happened to that day. But specifically with the lip sync, I'm not buying that. It's not what I saw. If I'd have saw that, and if it seemed like he was saying those things, I would agree with it. I don't care if I have the same political output as they do, which, by the way, Charlie and I didn't fully agree politically. I'm just more conservative leaning, and I think it's a follower of Christ. By definition, you have to be conservative leaning. What are you conserving? The scriptures, right? The traditions of the scriptures. That tends to family, a way of life, the way that you treat people, right? The head of the household, So, yeah, casually unstable. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Just a little something for the cause. Appreciate that. Great work per usual. God bless. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Christina, what's up, Christina? Thank you for the $10. How did he? Blake's theory is the closest to what seems to be the most accurate possibility, in my opinion. These tubes are nowhere to be found on Charlie. I'm so confused as to why this seems compelling. Yeah, the tubes, that was my first time seeing that gentleman's specifically that video of the tube. I saw another one where he like reenacted what he believes happened to Charlie, and his shirt pops out and flaps and wrinkles like Charlie's does, and he has the fake red liquid that goes down, and he acts it out. I'm like, bro, what in the world? It looks so real. And if you go to Jesse on Fire's series where he argued why he believes Charlie faked it, you can see in the video that this gentleman that was spoken about earlier, Mike McCash. You can see where Mike McCash is in some videos. It's like making the neck look so real, but underneath this is fake skin, which Charlie's skin looked real that day. So I don't know. Always be true. Thank you for the $5. Why would they fake his death instead of actually getting rid of him? He was getting away from the path they trace from him. His is a blessing to them. I understand. Again, you have good reason to believe that. No pushback from me, which is why I'm 50-50. I'm not 100% either way. Yeah. Why would they fake it instead of actually getting rid of him? Well, I mean, Mr. Nugent gave you his reason. I've given mine why I believe it will be faked. But yeah. Was the trapdoor used in the operation? Thank you for the $20. Great question. I don't know. I know Candace spoke about a trapdoor, though. I'll give her credit for that for sure. Thank you for the $5, Gina. I often believe they were supposed to fake it and then actually took him out all close to him. Think he's alive. It explains so much. Yeah. And I was like, that's a very good possibility as well. My only thing is, and that would explain why they're doing so many things at TPUSA that Charlie didn't stand for before. That would explain that. So, yeah. 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 What did you find that quote-unquote expert said? I'm not sure what you mean. If you're meaning Mr. New Dream, I believe that he raised some good theories. And if you go check out his work, man, you might be surprised. Thank you for the $10, Blake. I just sent you a photo album in text and email. Please pull up on screen and ask. Shoot, he's gone. Ask Algis to point out where all these squib things are hidden. Make him point it out to your audience. I just sent it. What I will do though. What I will do is iCloud couldn't find that page. It's telling me I can't pull it up, bro. It's saying I can't find that. It says iCloud can't find that page. Have you since deleted it? Thank you, Teresa, for the $2. Why would they risk speaking out several feet? Why would they risk speaking out several feet apart? Who? Are you talking about Charlie and Dan Flood and Terrell Farnsworth? Who is the they in this scenario? Maybe I missed it. Thank you for the $5, Adrian. Charlie Kirk removal catalyst to everything, everywhere, and everyone. Christ took over, and we've now seen all the connections worldwide. Candace Owens' life goes back and forth. Not gonna lie, I'm not following with that one. I don't know if I fully understand. Thank you for the $2. Appreciating scientific methodologies and hypotheses or hypothesis. I remember you said that. I didn't even know what retransfer was until Candace explained it to me on 924. Good try, stop line. Mr. New Dream, if you're still watching, this is Blake's response to you in real time, right? He's even, and I remember him saying that in the interview with Danks. Thank you for the $5. Isn't it funny how the quote-unquote smoking gun video for some proves Charlie faked his death, and for some proves how he was pow. That's probably why Candace Owens didn't show it. No, not proof. Well, nothing is proof that there are several things that Candace has shown that's not necessarily proof, but she's still shown it. You know what I mean? A lot of it is just investigations that raise great questions, have great findings. But I do understand your earlier point here. That does make a lot of sense. It is interesting to me, which is, again, why I'm 50-50. Iran War, Epstein Files, APAC Data Center. Charlie Kirk is no longer alive. That's fair. That's fair. I will say, though, I just had a friend send me some information. Here in my city, people are currently protesting, or here in Arkansas, people are protesting that they're building a data center here in Arkansas as well. I just got that news yesterday. I may end up doing a video on it later. Still don't get, thank you for the $5. Still don't get why TPUSA will go along with the staging. It's now brought a lot of negative attention on them, and our greatest ally. Was that a miscalculation? I was going to say, I think it's a miscalculation. I do. I don't think they anticipated the backlash that they would receive, because this is going to hurt their company. 100%. Maybe that's by design too. We can only tell that with time. Plenty of married men have female best friends. No. I know. No. I guarantee you, if a man who is heterosexual and a woman that is heterosexual, I guarantee you, as friends, their relationship and their dynamic is not the same thing as a heterosexual man who is friends with another heterosexual man. What do I mean? Hanging out alone, doing things alone. Like, I can call up my best friend and hang out alone with him, and it's completely different. The dynamics are completely different. You don't have to be as careful. You don't have, you can just hang out with the homie. No, I used to think this way when I was 19. At 30 years old, I know better. No, that's not, no. You'd have to have like special circumstances for that to apply. No, I reject that. Candace Owens seemed to be grieving till she took that 2 weeks off. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to say, yeah. I didn't see her original, and to this day, I've never watched her original video. The first video she did about her and Charlie's friendship, I didn't watch it. From what I understand, she may have cried in that video. But like, whenever I've seen her, she seemed better as time progressed. Have I ever listened to her and she seemed totally distraught? I don't know how to answer that, because everybody's different with that. Now, if she was acting the way Erika's been acting, I'm not going to say people are different in that regard. Because Erika's behavior was just flat out weird. Thank you for the $5, Adrian. I'm getting frustrated. I was 12 years older. He can't speak for the entire world. Evidently, he's not married. Every marriage is different. Every marriage is different. It doesn't mean, though, Adrian, that, yeah. I can't imagine a world where a man and a woman are best friends, they're 30, 40 years old, both heterosexual. Nah. With all the influence, thank you, John, for the $5. With all the influence, there's zero chance they'd allow Candace to have that much power unchecked. I agree. I've never seen, I'll put it this way. I agree that I've never seen that before. How was that possible? Josephine, thank you for the $5. As a Christian, I totally disagree. A wife is to submit and wait till marriage for consummation. Yep, I agree. I'm not sure what part of but yeah, I agree. Maybe the part where we're talking about being a virgin. Charlie being a virgin. This person writes, thank you for the $5. Erika has no kids. Charlie was in on this lie. He was just like the people he kept in his circle. Show me your friends. I'll tell you everything about you. No pushback from me on that one. But a reminder that those were not my words. Thank you for the $2. He is avoiding straight answers and acts entail sus. I'm not sure I follow. Just common sense in it. Thank you for the $20. I haven't been able to rule out the possibility Charlie was in on the plan, and Candace Owens may have become aware of since. Modified hangout, a strategy where a part of a damaging truth is admitted, but key facts are withheld to avoid accountability. You You as the older people from my hometown would say, you said a word there, and all that means is good job. Thank you for the $2. Mel, the crazy lady is after you. I'm not gonna call that lady crazy. I don't know if she's crazy. This is what I will say with that, and I don't know if she's watching. I doubt that she's watching. But this is what I will say. Yesterday, when speaking to Blake, I spoke about an interaction that I've had with her. In that statement, I stated that she has called me out of my name before. She has used profanity. I used the word multiple messages. When I said messages, I did not mean DMs. I meant comments, replies, which can still be considered as messages. It is possible that she did not directly call me names. I believe that she did, but she did, in fact, use profanity very loosely in her replies. That does not mean that she called me those profane names. If I misspoke, I apologize to Mel. However, the other part that I said, and I doubled down on Twitter or X, where I stated that she is known for calling people out of their name using profanity, that was an honest statement. It wasn't meant to ridicule the lady. It's just true. I know that to be true about her behavior on Twitter. She confirmed that behavior after she posted my clip, and then shortly afterwards, she literally called the lady a psycho bitch. It's what I know her to do. That's all. As I said before, I'm going to repeat it because she always ignores this part. I appreciate her investigation. I appreciate the work that she's done. Other people have come out and clipped my show to her aid and her defense. I'm not going to buy into it. I responded a couple of times. That's all they're getting out of me. I have work to do. Calling my show, one guy was like, oh, this third-rate podcaster received his $7,000. He is known for clipping Candace and Barron's episodes, and that's pretty much all that account is known for doing. I don't even know if that's a real person or not, but it's I'm not even going to say their name on here, but it's just very strange. Like, bro, let's just stick to the investigation. Saying I'm a third-rate podcaster, I do this full time, and I do pretty well by the grace of God. Like, as of right now, I'm doing okay. So, I do things in real life outside of my podcast as well. This is not the only job that I have. Now, I have a master's degree. I went to school, man. But clowning a person for having a third-rate I don't even know what that means. If my podcast is third-rate and I'm able to do it full time, well, imagine what I'll be if my content didn't get suppressed. God bless everybody. Peace and love to Mel. No beef here. Josephine, thank you for the $5. I was a little frustrated with him at first. I liked him. Very compelling. Says a lot about you that you were able to just sit and listen and decide for yourself. So shout out to you. Says a lot about your character. Thank you for the $5. SFX aren't meant for real life. Close-up daylight use. They're mad to be in movies after lighting and editing, bringing realism. In real life, you can see things. I'm not sure if I follow. Maybe that went over my head. Oh, excuse me. Gina, thank you for $2. All theories will probably never know the truth. Probably not. But I think in the process of this, the fact that we were able to entertain it says a lot about us. Entertain different possibilities. Adrian, thank you for the $5. You can't guarantee me. I didn't say I ride with it, but my brother and others have female best friends. That's your situation. It's not everybody's. I don't believe it. Unless your brothers are homosexual. If you're saying your brothers are heterosexual, they're only attracted to women and they're best friends with females who are also heterosexual. Unless they're like super physically unattracted to each other. I know everybody's life is different. So I'm going to just say that I don't believe that. I don't buy that. I think you could be friends with females along with your fiance, along with your husband, along with your wife. Hanging out with that person along with your wife or your husband. That's different. Relationships outside of that, I can't see it. I can't see it. So you're saying like as a married man or woman, you're fine with your husband leaving the house to go hang out with another either single or married heterosexual woman. I can't see that. Thank you, Jennifer, for the $20. Some of these people talking about Candace say they have sent her stuff she didn't use. Are they mad because they were hoping it go viral? If she is so terrible, why did they send her stuff? Yeah, that's not what people are saying. Jennifer, this isn't meant to in any malicious manner at all. This is love and respect to you. When a person is stating that many things have been sent to specifically Candace, and people respond and say, I know this isn't what you said here, but why she can share what she wants. That's a very disingenuous thing to say because she's one of the top podcasters in the world. Why does that matter? Because she is actively telling people on her show, send me tips if you have anything regarding this or this. If you have reason to believe that someone faked it, which is a really big deal, it's kind of like arguably the biggest deal of all, but this person never even talks about it, never even entertained it. And from a physicist perspective, you believe you've proven it. And multiple people have told you that they've sent it to Candace. Just like I know a little bit of everybody sent the Brian the Auditor video to Candace, and Candace commented under it, but she never reacted to it. It's not about it wanting to go viral or wanting attention. It's about wondering, to further this investigation, why wasn't this shared? Why hasn't this been entertained? Right? If Candace was just a regular podcaster like us, people wouldn't care as much. This is the person everybody's relying on to get access and resources that the rest of us don't have access to. It's a bit different. I think we can agree on that. Control Your Vessel, thank you for the $20. I want to say I really relish all your content. Yesterday's interview with Blake really made me examine my own prejudice. I pride myself not putting people in categories and getting stuck in my feelings. You're a true leader. Wow, thank you, man. I appreciate that. It says a lot. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't get a lot of comments that say stuff like this. I got to sit with this for a second. Shout out to you, Blake. I can't take all the credit. Does Blake know Chud the Builder? I mean, I don't know if he's heard of him. I don't know. We're going to cover it, though. Marie, thank you for the $5. Charlie Kirk is undercover as Chud. Joking. If he's really gone, condolences, but I really think he's alive. It's fair. Shout out to Adrian. Thank you for the $5. I'm 50, been married. Some say you can't control what they had in place or friendships in place before marriage. My bro, 2 female best friends over 20 years, full man. Okay. The Truman Show, as always. I appreciate your tag name. Thank you for the $5. Candace may be opposition and controlled is the fact that the biggest elephant in the room is that this may be fake, and she has never brought it up. It's true. At least I've never seen her speak about it extensively. It's true. All right, I'm gonna read a couple of regular comments and I'm gonna get up out of here. I was trying to take him seriously until we got to Mr. I thought I was reading that wrong. Yo, that's funny. I was trying to take him seriously until we got to Mr. and Mr. I'm 40 minutes behind. That's a man. That's a man. And Candace Owens didn't break that story. That's true. The French press reported on and wrote books years before Candace Owens covered it. That's true. And Candace Owens is giving credit to those people as well. That's funny. That's so funny. Hey, is this true? Over 1,100 likes? Please hit the like button. Thank y'all, man. I mean, it means a lot. Can we get it up to like 1,500, 1,600? Something like that? I appreciate it. Thank y'all, man. It means a lot. It means a lot. Sometimes we just forget to hit the like button, so it's not a big deal, you know. Someone says, never mind, I'm going to start publishing on my channel anyway. I recommend that. I support that. Someone has to cover stuff that actually matters, not this drama BS. That's fair. The purpose of this podcast wasn't about drama. It's to clear up some things because we got to know if we're being duped or not. And I'm going to let you all decide for yourself. That's kind of very important. All right, I'm going to read one more comment. And never mind. No, I'm not. Shout out to KTV for the $20. Candace and all TBUSA bad actors were in MT Yellowstone after the death at the same time. Baron mentioned everyone except Candace. What are the odds? They were in what? Yellowstone. I don't know what this is, but send this to me and put the subject line as MT Yellowstone so I can know what it's about. Is this true? And you're saying he mentioned everybody except Candace. Send that to me, this information, so I can look into that. Somebody says, I'm broke, or I would send you a super chat. I sent you an email yesterday. If you don't mind reading it when you get a chance. Thanks, Diddy. Okay, I'll check it out. Is it under rank? Oh, are you the person about the you're like, please say it, please say it, please say it. The moderator. Are you the person that emailed me about being a moderator? If so, I'll respond to you. I'll respond to you. I say that, then I'll get off here and forget. What up, Kelly? Good to see you, as always. And I know this is that Kelly in particular because they use some of the similar emojis. Shout out to Kelly, member of the channel. Somebody says that August is 100% trustworthy, truthworthy. Same difference. Somebody says, why does it have to be Candace? I think we've answered that. Nobody is using the word have to be. But yeah. Pretending that most people don't go to Candace for the information and for updates, again, is a bit disingenuous. Yes, people are free to share what they want, but it's also not a bad thing to question along the way. I wonder why this person hasn't spoke on this. Most people in power are bi. Allegedly. All right, y'all. I'm going to get up out of here. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all as always. If we can get those likes up to the goal is I normally show this in the banner right here. The goal is to get to 8,000 likes every live. I can't even crack 3,000 live viewers a lot of the time, but a man can dream, can he? So, yeah, if we can get them up to 2,000 likes here in the next 10 minutes, that would be dope. That's a big ask, but, a man can dream. All right, man. Y'all be safe. As always, think for yourself. I'm not telling you to believe anything you heard in this video. Not telling you to believe a word that Mr. New Dream said. Think for yourself. Check out different perspectives and come to your own conclusion. That speaks to the integrity of you. Love y'all and appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. I'm Demetrius. I go by Didi. And I is out. Peace. Oh, yeah. Didi got a pie.
Attitudes and our work ethic become very important in realizing our goals and opening up possibilities. I had lunch a couple of weeks ago with a recent graduate of UCA. And his story, is really fascinating. It's one of overcoming homelessness during his time pursuing his degree, first at a community college here in Arkansas, and then finishing his bachelor's degree here at UCA. His narrative ranges from estrangement from family for many years to a hopeful reunion with mother and siblings. His record is one of overcoming odds in a way that I probably could not, and certainly demonstrating levels of tenacity and patience and optimism that I can only marvel at. He wanted to talk with me about his new job and his career path going forward. I really need to be there to learn from him because that's where the real value was.
Everything I say in this video is alleged. Allegedly. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Y'all just repeat after me. I really appreciate it. Alright. No such thing. Come on, we can do better than that. Talk to me. Now let's start it over. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. You're worse than the rich white people or the rich white Jews that own these record labels, because they don't even understand these populations. You have a lot closer relationship to these people, and you're leading them to hellfire. You are leading them in the wrong direction in the name of getting rich and famous. How dare you? Oh yeah, Didi got a podcast.